The Nature Forces, Chapter 17. Let's go. Heidi, I hear my sister call to me, though I pay her no attention. I'm sitting in comfort on a chair made of wood next to the fire, lost in my own thoughts, while my mother Genevieve and my sister Hazel chant and give thanks to Mother Nature. I don't really care about this stupid tradition. Mother Nature will give us bounty whether we come in Thanksgiving or not. I mean, it's Mother Nature. She does what she does. And it's a nice night. Not too cold. The air is calm and clear. The heat of the fire feels nice. I guess life could be worse, I think. I feel the ground beneath my feet begin to sway. And a loud thunderous boom startles me as the rains begin to fall viciously. I don't know what to do. The cabin is swaying and the winds are howling, and I run to the cabin door just behind my sister, who's just as scared as I am. I have survived many storms in my life. This one, though, came in with a fury. The winds blew and the rain sideways, and the ground shook with a fierceness. I thought the roof of our cabin would blow away, or perhaps the cabin itself would collapse. I have never felt such fear. Sister and I run to the cabin and we take cover in the middle of the room. The cabin floor rolls like an ocean wave, and the water trickles through the cracks in the ceiling. Where's Mama? I ask Hazel. Why has she not come in yet? I'm worried. A loud crash brings me to my feet, and without thought I run out the door to see what is happening. I see the outline of the trees dancing in the fierce winds. It's hard to focus, but I know something awful is happening. And my sister screams in my ear, and then I see her. Mama! I shriek in fear and run to my mother. Hazel follows frantically behind me, and against the forces of the storm, we try to roll the large broken branch off of Mother's limp and lifeless body, but with no luck. And we both begin digging wildly in efforts to free her from the mangled remains. Unable to fight the rising storm, I begin to lose hope. I can't lose her, not my mother. I throw my head to face the rain, and the water fills my mouth, and I spit it out, and I look at my sister. Hazel's given up. Her face is in her hands, and she is crying. I too feel I am unable to fight the branch any longer. And she looks to me from behind her crying eyes and screams above the wind, "She's gone!" And I'm still trying to move the branch for my mother and her familiar, and Hazel grabs me by the shoulders. "She's gone," she repeats, herself looking me in the eye, and I've never before seen despair. "No, help me. There's time. We can save her," I shout back over the howling wind. "Look," Hazel points to the outdoor cauldron over by the fire pit next to the door of the cabin. Flames suddenly lit and grew despite the wind and the rain, and my mother's spirit was there beckoning us to her, her glowing fingers calling us to the fire. Her spirit has left her body, my sister whispers, but I can't hear her voice over the forces of nature. I can only read her thoughts. Mama, my heart is broken. I just want my mother. I refuse to believe my mother's spirit has left her body, but Hazel starts to pull me away from the broken tree, and I can't let go of Mama's hand. I can't let go. "Hurry!" Hazel screams. "Mama is trying to tell us something. Look at the flames, how high they grow." Her voice is lost in the howls and the wind through the trees, and I can barely keep my eyes open, but I know my sister's right. And I can hear my mother's voice from the flame, or perhaps it's in my mind. I follow my sister, who's taken me by the hand, and we fight against the storms, raging winds and rains, and we stand over the fire, and I can feel Mama's presence. And her voice says, "The power of the sun, I offer thee, these species of three. The power of sun, I call on thee to protect us all from the savage beast. By the power of the sun, I call on thee to save us from the powers that be." I begin to chant with her. My sister and I do as we were told. Perhaps for the first time in our lives, we listened to our mother's spirit, and she tells us to get these 3 spices and herbs as an offering to the fire. So we run inside and retrieve the glass bottles and clay pots. We return to the fire, to our mother, and throw the petals and herbs into the fire as we continue to chant louder and stronger. And I found myself lost in a trance, and my focus is only on the storm and bringing about its end, and I'm not sure it's our spell or simply the end of the worst storm I've ever experienced. Either way, I feel a sense of relief. I'm drenched to the bone and colder than I've ever been. But I can't focus on that now. And the sudden quiet hurts my ears, and I can hear my own heartbeat. And Hazel and I sit in shock as the sun begins to rise and the warm rays shine on us alone. Beyond the brightening sky, black was the air, and I sat filled with despair. I looked to my sister, and she to I. Where's the moon gone, I wonder? How does the sun shine at night? How can any of this be? I must be dreaming. I want to be trapped in some terrible dream. However, I know that I'm not. I'm wide awake. I'm in the circle of the sunlight in the middle of the night, and Mama's dead. So we cover Mother in cotton and flowers from within our cabin home, right where she lay, under the branch at the foot of the tree with that ridiculous monkey next to her with his hand in her. She never let go. And I kneeled to her and I kissed her forehead. Goodbye, Mama. Thank you for my life, I say. And with a breath of slight breeze I hear, beware the evil witch, whisper in the wind. Did you hear that? I ask my sister and she nods yes. Hazel lights the cloth on fire and I fall into her arms and cry, and we both cried. We share our pain, and in this one instance, we feel the same as we watch our mother's body burn. Under the stench of burning flesh, I catch the sweet scent of vanilla and lilac, and I feel her presence here. Mama, I cry. I want my mama. And it's hard, to mourn for someone you talk to every day, and I do for the months that follow. I talk to her here. And in this time, I begin to have horrid dreams. I dream of people in horrid desperation, and I can't see their faces as they're covered with masks, or I can feel their despair. I dream of a lair filled with blood-sucking monsters and a castle standing high on a mountainside, and sometimes I wake in a cold sweat, screaming or crying. My imaginations run away with me, so I talk to my mama, as if she can hear. I need her to help me make sense of what I feel. I need her here. But she's not. Not even her scent remains, and I'm left with only my sister, who remains silent and resentful. But our lives go on. The sun rises, and the birds chirp, and the grass grows, and I can see beyond our circle of life. I can see beyond our circle of life, and what I see scares me. The air is thick and dark even in midday. My dreams scare me. In the midnight, I'm just scared, lost, and alone.
Thank you so much for joining me for chapter, 17 of The Nature of Forces by me, Genevieve Gravel. If you want more, make sure to subscribe. I post periodically, chapter by chapter. If you don't want to wait for my next reading, the book is available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Again, thank you so much. I love you.